Hello, humans of the internet. Welcome to the Gallant Horde. Today we are playing Blink Fox. It's going to be an interesting one. This is our first officially difficult mission. So we have a mission scaling system. If you are not in the Horde, you might not be aware of this, but we have a mission scaling system based on the level of the first player I bring into the game and the average level of the party in total. And this is the first one where the average is low enough compared to the original player that it qualifies as difficult, which means if they are successful, they will all get a level because it's a 3-segment mission. Woo! But they're going to have to work for it. So that's going to be fun. We don't have a lot of announcements at the moment because we've scaled everything right back just to do Horde stuff because life got real crazy for a while there. However, I will remind you that there is audience participation encouraged, which means you are able to give the characters, any of the characters, inspiration, which allows them to re-roll a d20 roll. Or you can gift them a potion of resistance. Today's resistance is sonic, resistance to sonic damage. Will it be useful? Who can say? We will see. I'm going to get these lovely people to introduce themselves, and then we're going to just jump right in. So we will start with Jamie.
Yes. Hello, I am Jamie, and I will be playing Bergamot, the elf druid, and I am ready to claw people's faces off.
Excellent. Lacey.
I'm Lacey, and I play Bria, the level 6 cleric, who was just...
That's so nervous you have it. Just. Jen.
Hi, I'm Jennifer. I play Gertrude B. Biscuit, the old lady halfling, with her talkative, familiar honey biscuit. The only one who's even close to Loralai's level besides Bergamot. Still a 2-level difference, I'm for sure.
Shonali.
Oh, hello. I am Shonali, and I would be playing Loralai Hexer today. I am a death cleric, and I am very interested in seeing what happens with my little fox friend.
Excellent. Cheryl.
Hello, I am Cheryl. I play Redra, the half-orc cleric of Guildhall, a baby cleric on this mission. Fingers crossed.
And finally, Gavin.
Hi, I'm Gavin. I'm playing Siren. He read the brief wrong and thought it was like, bring your kid to work day. So he is the kid. This should be fine.
Okay. And I am Jax, and I play everybody else. Woo! Is fun, I guess. Alrighty. So, the general idea of this is that Loralai has been encountering this fox creature who appears to be able to hop in and out of the ethereal plane. She seems very intelligent, very friendly. She's definitely been hanging around the Guildhall and even gone inside it once or twice. And Loralai has become slightly suspicious of this little creature. And so she has approached Andeline and said, hey, maybe we should check this out. And Andeline was like, weird creature in the forest? Sure, I guess. Go for it. And so she has gathered her friends. And we are going to do the thing. How would you like to begin this adventure today?
Lorelai did tell everybody to meet her at the anvil because in her mind it is a regular job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or she is hoping it is a regular job. She both wants to find something and also nothing. It's complicated.
Uh-huh. Yes, I understand. All right, so you all meander off to the anvil. Has anyone done any preparatory things I should know about?
Gertie's gonna cast Mage Armor on herself to start the day, and she made a bunch of cookies for people and brought other food for this trip, just in case.
Okay. Anything else?
Bergmont has cast Ocular Overload, and is also wearing a like a cloth tied over her face to kind of cover most of her face.
Okay. What does ocular overload do?
Oh, sorry, my audio just died.
Oh, that's not good. We'll come back to Bergamont's overloaded oculars. Anyone else? Oh, wait, you're back. Yes, tell us about ocular overload.
Yes. 24-hour duration. Basically, when someone attacks me, then I can trigger a response.
Anything else?
Nope, just the facial cover.
Cheryl? Redra?
Vedra will cast Mind of Menace. It's a 24-hour spell.
What does that do?
It's to protect my brain.
It's basically the same as Ocular Overload. When a mental effect happens,
Okay.
then she can do a response.
Protect my brain.
Right.
It's a beautiful brain. We need to protect it.
Right. Okay. Anything else? Yes.
Sirens, Pectors.
Bria, you go.
Okay. Bria will ask Siren if she could cast Life Connection on him.
Siren, do you consent?
Yes. No idea what it does. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Let's Bria take some of your damage if I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you take damage, she takes half of it, if I remember right. Is it half?
No, all.
Oh, you take all the damage on Siren.
Yeah.
Cool.
If I choose to take the defend life reaction.
Okay.
Yeah, the
As
one
long as you have a
that's
choice.
half, yes, is only good for 10 minutes, and it's but that is a similar. You're not losing your
Okay. Not
health.
completely crazy. Cool. Loralai, did you have something?
Yes, before I went to the anvil, I would have done a little peek around the common room just to make sure she's not there currently.
Okay. Are you looking with your eyes or with your eyes?
Yeah, it's the same fitting because it's yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you don't see any side of her at the moment.
Okay.
Byron, did you have something?
Siren's got his backpack ready for a day in the woods. It's got
Cool.
food, water, maybe a little shelter.
Awesome. Excellent. So, you will head off to the anvil. You arrive. Antonine's doing her bartender thing. She kind of waves.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
I had a question for you.
Her.
Aside from the members of the guild, is there anyone that you know who lives in Circle Creek who has the capability to have a familiar?
I wouldn't be surprised if Malachi can. I don't believe he does, but I think he probably could. Mostly because I think he could do most things if he decided he wanted to. Other than that, I don't believe so. Not that I'm aware of, anyway.
That was a question Gertrude and I came up with when we were talking the other day.
A good question. I mean, there are members of this community that we have recently learned a few things about that suggest that there may be things about them we don't know. But not that I know of.
The peony.
Indeed. Oh.
Oh.
That wasn't what I meant, but, you know. Byron. Yes. Hello.
Out of character, Gavin always thought that Malachi was Dave's familiar. Is that not how it works?
I mean, Dave probably thinks that is the case, yes.
Yeah, you totally confused me. Yeah, thanks.
Right. Was that all?
Maybe, hopefully. Yeah.
Well,
Anyway.
good luck, I guess. I'm not sure whether we should be hoping you find something or not, but
Maybe we would just eat berries in the woods and it would be a good day.
indeed, let's hope. At least it's not raining. Yes, Siren. Hello.
On the premise that the fox has in some way slipped between worlds and is trapped here, would you object to the fox residing in Circle Creek if it was to be found to be harmless or lost or possibly injured in some way?
I'm not the boss of who lives in this town. Provided it's not causing any harm, it may do what it wishes.
Good answer. Good answer.
Do we think it's injured? Is there any sign of it being injured?
I have not seen it.
She's vital.
Well, I mean, I have no objection to anything or one living in the vicinity of this town, provided they are not harming it. That's my only objection, is when people or things harm it. The town, I mean. When that happens, I get testy. But barring that, I'm unconcerned. Arabella may think differently about a fox taking up residence, but that's between her and her chickens.
She does not seem to be very interested in the delights that we offer her, so I'm not sure she is. Babs, has Babs ever taken issue with the presence of anybody? Have we recently seen Babs freak out or anything like that?
I feel like Babs is a tough chicken.
Yeah, she
would probably chase the I have a chicken, and I feel like my real life chicken would chase the fox, so she chases cats.
Okay, better question. Have death or taxes been weird lately about the presence of a new animal?
You can make is animal always forget animal has
Nature.
Nature. Make a nature check.
Could I tempt you with farming lore?
Sure, they're horses. Yes, go for it.
Actually, maybe I'm just gonna go for nature.
Your nature's better than your farming lore now?
I don't know how it's possible that my untrained nature skill is better than my farming lore trained skill.
Based on wisdom, which is also the major cleric stat.
Actually, I think nature in Pathfinder is No.
Anyway, whatever. Roll one of those two. I don't care.
27.
You haven't noticed the horses being more skittish than usual?
Tributa and Moors are being beautiful girls. They have not seemed nervous either.
The fox, not a wolf, you know?
True. She is quite small.
Well, good luck. I'm not sure what you want from me. Did you come here for a reason? Just to ask me about the familiar thing?
Mostly the familiar thing, and just to tell you, like, oh, today's the day.
Okay. Noted. Good luck.
Goodbye. See you soon.
Okay.
So everyone, Gertrude had an excellent idea.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, Gertrude. You are looking at me like... Yes, it was a few days ago we spoke, and so I am throwing it at you. Gertrude suggested we ask Malachi if he knows anything.
Oh.
Is anybody against that concept?
No, that sounds good. I mean, he sounds like he's a pretty smart guy.
You're not Miss Malachi, Bergamot.
I don't believe Bergamot has, no.
Oh, goodness. All right. Malachi is kindred spirits with Bergamot. Bergamot was planning to go talk
May
to
not have the
Malachi.
time.
Malachi came on a job with us.
I don't think Bergamot was.
I've never been on a job with Bergamot. Sorry, with Malachi.
The one with the giant and the stinky animal.
Yeah, that's what it was. All right, well, to Malachi's.
Okay. You head off to Malachi's. For those of you who have not been to Malachi's before, he is a gnome, and his house reflects this fact. It is a little rambly cottage with a lot of things growing all over it. There is a overgrown and yet somehow also orderly garden. Like, there's a lot going on, but it's clearly planned and makes sense. Lots of plants, lots of flowers. There are like birds everywhere. Yeah.
Bergamot's already pulled out her book and has started writing.
Bergamot, make a nature check.
Okie dokie.
Well, we
that's
approached probably.
terrible. Got a 19.
I mean, that's not terrible. It's
a
good
two.
enough to know that many of these plants are not native to the place you are in. It is a very varied garden. And a lot of them are like things you would use in herbal concoctions and like that kind of, there's a lot of that going on.
It's just
Definitely something that she would be like, oh, there's a lot of cool stuff here.
gonna look up at Retro and go, wow, he's got some really good stuff here. It must be incredible with gardening.
Yes, we'll have to come back and speak with him like you wanted to.
Yes. Need to keep the biscuit safe. Yeah.
Knock, knock.
Oh, before we got there, Gertrude would have pulled out some treats that she specifically made for this because he's happier when we bring food.
True. He likes baked goods. You hear footsteps. And then the door opens just a crack. And he looks, and then he looks up. Hi. Yes, hello.
Gertrude brought you snacks.
Oh, snacks! He opens the door all the way. He is a gnome. He has a beard that goes down to like his knees. He is wearing fluffy bunny slippers and a purple bathrobe. And he has a giant mug of tea in his hand that is like the size of his head. Steeping. Treats, yes, hello, treats, yes. You've met Malachi, Gertrude?
Because she brought treats the last time.
Sweet. He's looking straight at you because he knows that you bring the treats.
She just hands them over. It's a box of different cookies and pie, little like mini pies and stuff like that.
Excellent. Was that all?
I was hoping to ask you just a quick query about blink foxes.
Blink foxes. Yes, blink foxes. Fey creatures usually like to split between the Fey world and the our world. Quite cute. Pretty harmless, mostly.
Are they known to be familiars at times?
Familiar with what? Oh, you mean like friends with people? Oh,
Yeah.
I suppose maybe, occasionally. I personally have never met a blink fox who is a familiar of somebody, but I don't see why not.
And out of curiosity, do you happen to know how far away a familiar can be from its person?
No. But he like looks at Gertrude and the red panda on Siren's shoulder, I assume, and the fox, the frog, and is like, I feel like you already have access to that information.
Loralai has asked all these people, and I think the problem is none of us really knew because the rules as written doesn't really announce that, and so I was looking for a
All
DM
it says
lately.
is, it says like 1 mile we can communicate telepathically, but it doesn't seem like they can't get further than that because they can act around.
Yeah,
They can act around.
we don't know, like, if in your world, can familiars sustain themselves away from their person for a very long time?
Ah, I see. Okay. Well, you see, he goes into lecture mode. it is very dependent because there are multiple ways a person may acquire a familiar, and some familiars are purely magical creatures that are an extension of the person's personness, right? And so the further their away they get, the less kind of real they become. However, there are sometimes ways that something that is an extension of a person's personness can detach from the person and go and have a life of its own. That is a possibility and has been known to happen even amongst your own people, as I'm sure you know. And sometimes a familiar is a being that has been connected to the person in some way, and so then that being can go wherever the hell it wants, really, although after a certain point it will no longer be able to communicate with its person. So it depends on where the magic has come from and what kind of connection it has. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yeah, I think you just described all three familiars discreetly.
Well, there may be other kinds, for all I know. I don't know. Yes, you, Siren. Hey, hello. Did you bring treats
At
too?
the beginning of the third part of the narrative, Siren covers Mayhem's ears.
Yes, was there anything else? Perhaps some of those little delicious pastries that Kari makes with the chocolate on top. No? Oh well, more cookies then. Hop.
One more question. Do you know if bleak foxes eat any type of particular food, or if they're like not a huge fan of food or something?
I believe they are fey creatures, and as such, they can eat but don't have to.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I noticed that you have a alfalfa nivaruses in it growing in your garden here, and that usually requires a much more arid climate. I was wondering how you were getting it so wonderfully grown here.
I'm very good at it.
Yeah, that would help.
Also, I just asked it really nicely. Sometimes I sing it songs.
Oh, that's writing all this down very quickly. Okay.
Also, there's a particular kind of dirt you can get, and it has like additional minerals and whatnot. And if you put it down around the base of the plant, then it will help the plant. It makes the plant believe that it is in its ideal situation, when in fact it is not. I'm lying to my plants to make them grow better. That's what I'm saying to you.
I would have trouble with that, but that's good to know.
It's very easy. Plants are very stupid and believe almost everything you tell them. If you speak with confidence.
Confidence, right? Okay.
It's like
Yes,
men.
like the plants. Show.
He turns and he just looks at you, Loralai. I'm sorry, what?
It was a joke that my father would think was funny.
In fairness, I think that most people are also very stupid and will believe most things you tell them if you speak with confidence. Most people.
I have been told such things.
Well, Master Malachi, thank you so much for greeting us with such vigor. We hope you enjoy your treats.
Young lady, are you being sarcastic at me?
What? No. I've never been known to be that way. I'm quite honest, actually. I lied recently, and it made me feel really bad, and I had to go admit it to my boyfriend later.
Did you lie to him?
No.
And why
I just...
to admit it to... I'm confused. Human relations are confusing. I am enjoying these cookies. Please leave. And he closes the door. And goes inside.
Now I'm nervous.
That went very well.
Actually, he talked to us for quite a long time. That's...
And he's like, you always like human relationships. And he was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Bergamot heights.
Yeah.
This is the way.
What Siren said, the way. it is sweet, and don't talk about emotion.
Okay, that seems simple enough.
Well,
The door cracks open slightly, and he points at Bergamot, and he goes, You like plants, yes?
Yes, I'm currently researching the effects
Good.
of.
I have a lot of weeding that needs doing, so perhaps you could come back and help me with that?
Sure.
Excellent! He closes the door again.
see, that's the amount we normally get spoken to. So, like, we really are hard today.
Oh.
This is a good
Yeah.
day. This bodes well.
I'm glad. Okay. Just
I do a scan of our surroundings. I want to make sure we are not being followed.
Perception check, please.
Ah,
I know it's Loralai, so the answer's
32.
407. 32. So Malachi's cottage is right on the edge of the forest. Please. I now have a sheet for this, which means I can actually roll instead of just making shit up. Oh shit. Cool. There's a little flash of red in the trees.
In the trees?
Like-
Or like
Within the
Ah.
forest. Yeah.
Okay,
It's not like-
I was like, oh no, she's laughing. If everybody would like to follow me in this direction, that would be cool.
um.
And I go towards the flash of red. Like
Okay.
a tour guide with my scythe up like it's the little flag they carry. Just this way.
Okay.
Careful not to step on anything that could be considered sentient or Malachi's. Just
Oh, both.
to be careful. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just that I saw a color that is very fox-like in this direction.
Bergamot's gonna follow along.
Siren just
certainly.
check and make sure that Mayhem's still here.
Gertie's gonna hang out in the back of the line of people that are walking.
Okay, so Lorelai's in front.
Yeah.
Okay. You go into the trees. It's a lot darker in the trees, obviously. It's autumn now, so it's a sunny day. It's a little bit. There are some clouds skidding around, but once you're under the trees, it's a lot dimmer. What are you doing?
Should I make another perception check to see if I see her again, or
I mean,
anything there is to see?
Sure.
36.
I would say that kind of ahead of you in the trees, there's another little like of fur, of like red fur, and it disappears off a little bit further away. Siren, did you want to do something?
Want to place Mayhem up so he can climb and go in the general direction of wherever Lorelai points, just for a different view of the world.
So he's up in the trees.
That might be tempting.
His climb speed's 25 if it's useful.
At this stage, it's like, yeah, he's just doing his thing. If you want to make a perception check for your panda, feel free.
Lorelai's got eyes on the prize. It's cool.
Lorelai only looking out for the fox? Is that what her perception checks are for?
Well, also anything else that might be watching us from, this plane or the next.
There's nothing else suspicious that you noticed. Yeah.
It's
Apart from the
you see-
like, flash of red fur.
I see sometimes in the ethereal plane, these little things, they float by, but it's like noise. They're not really there, you know?
I would like to do a general nature check around me to see whether or not anything's off or strange with the forest around us.
The great Albion forest. Nothing
Play the game.
Strange for the Althean forest, I guess.
Yeah.
Define strange.
Oh, I did one better than my previous roll. That's a 20.
It's pretty normal.
Okay.
This is already a strange forest. Like it's not a, but it's there's nothing that's differenter than usual.
Yeah, I'm looking for any sort of like corruption or strange fey weirdness and such.
I mean, the whole forest is strange fey weirdness.
Yes, but out of the usual.
Yeah. Siren.
Just to play the game, Mayhem to do a perception check. It was
Best.
It was what?
average. At best, it was 10.
Oh, I see. Yeah, he's confused. He doesn't even know what he's looking for. Really. Definitely does not see the fox with the 10. I don't even
Why am
need
I
to
up
roll,
here?
because her stealth is higher than that.
Yeah. She is.
Her modifier is higher than that.
This fox! I call out. She is used to me speaking Fenoran to her, so.
Yeah.
This fox. Hi.
There's a pause, and then you see this thing kind of start to creep out from under the underbrush towards you. But every other time she's approached you, you've been by yourself, and you're currently in a large group of people. So she's not as friendly and unafraid as usual. She just kind of pokes her head out, and it's just like, look at.
I will kneel and put my scythe across my knees like I normally do when I am on the ground with her. And I say, I have brought you a friend to play with. And I say, hey, Siren, where is the little friend? I'm pointing to my friend.
Takes Siren like a moment to clock. Oh, a friend. Yes. And then he'll pull Mr. Mayhem down to come and play. Here, have Mayhem, be nice. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I will do that thing where you like...
Friend thing.
Yeah, you're cautious. You're like, oh, don't fight each other. But also, if you want to play a little, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, she kind of approaches and does a sniffy sniff.
Mayhem sniffs back. Chitters happily.
Big ears.
Ears.
Not as big as her ears.
So this is the first time a couple of you, no, just two of you have not seen her, right?
Siren and Gertrude, I think, have not seen her before. So she looks kind of like a European fox. She has that red coat, but she has much larger ears, more like fennec fox ears, and 3 tails.
It's a long shot, but is there anything in any fairy tale that would make like Gertie be like, yeah, this is a blah 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 in this thing?
You can make a fairy tale lore check if you want.
39.
I would say that you know that foxes in general in stories are often very tricksy, very clever. They frequently fill the role of being some sort of trickster figure. That there are stories about... you probably have heard of blink foxes as a story, although you've probably never encountered one before. That they are from the Fey realms, but they do cross over and hang out and will sometimes befriend people, but in a very Fey way. So they will play tricks and they will, indulge in fuckery of various kinds. That's the sort of general idea. Yeah.
We're so not 20. But
It's not a waste though, because like Gertie's like, oh wait, I know about this. So
yeah, she's gonna say like, yeah, there's a lot of stories that talk about them coming over here and being little tricksters, but trying to be friends, but they're not straightforward friends.
and they're smart. Like they're smart. They're intelligent creatures. Siren.
Two things, if we may. One, can Mayhem make an independent diplomacy check to try and befriend, to be playful and happy? And then two, can Siren share senses so he can kind of experience what's going and get that telepathic link going? Okay.
Yep.
Just note for the audience that familiars are untrained. So this will be sensational. That's an 8 for little Mayhem to make new friends. He's like his dad. Friends happen to other people.
She's not unfriendly is the thing. So like she's perfectly happy to just kind of hang. Boop noses. It's very cute watching this fox and this red panda, who's very bad at making friends, and yet the fox is like, okay, it's all right, dear.
He's trying too hard.
Yeah. But she can see that, and her response seems to be more of the like, "Aw, aren't you sweet?" than anything else. But yeah, she's just hanging. She's fine.
Once we have the telepathic link established, Siren will kind of like gently push Mayhem to try and make a connection telepathically with the fox.
Is that a thing Mayhem can do?
I believe so. He can't speak, but he can if he's close to something. Connect telepathically.
Oh,
I believe.
Okay.
But only within 100 feet.
I would say that Mayhem tries to do that and meets resistance.
Fair enough.
Oh.
Just for clarity, not that we know that that's what's happening, but I've spoken to her telepathically before, and there was nothing that pushed me out, right?
Yes, but you were speaking to her, not trying to create a...
True.
It feels like a different thing. It feels like what Mayhem's trying to do is a little bit more... Unless I'm wrong, Gavin, correct me if I'm wrong. Is Mayhem trying to, like, access... What is Mayhem... Or is it just trying to communicate?
It's a mode of communication.
Oh, okay. No,
It's
then that's fine. Yeah, that'll work. I misunderstood you,
Yeah.
sorry.
It's not a mind ready thing. It's
Okay.
it's
No.
very just
Go
Yeah.
ahead then.
text with emoticons.
Is he
Which is-
is he saying anything in particular?
Just
Text emoticons.
welcome to the forest. How are you? The voice of Mayhem is very discordant, so I won't attempt to roleplay it. But if we all said the same words at the same time in different emotions and different pitches, that would be Mayhem. Cacophony.
She does not respond in words. There's like a general sense of like well-being and happy to be here, but nothing verbal.
Loralai's gonna look at Gertrude and do the thing she knows. And in Gertrude's mind, she says, "Can you send Honeybee Biscuit to survey the area, see if anybody else is about?"
She does a nod, and Honey Biscuit just kind of...
How far is
Well,
Honey Biscuit going?
He has to, like, to be able to communicate with me. Oh, let me see what I have on him real quick. I always forget. Shadow Step. He could he can teleport now. What? That's a new thing.
Teleporting bee.
is... I'm sorry, I'm trying to find it on my character sheet, what he can do.
Siren will share what he's learning with Mayhem to the group, just very quietly. Hearing one side of a conversation.
Yeah, the fox doesn't seem to have language. Like, understand, yes, but not speak back.
The fox seems, yeah, it seems heavy. It seems content currently.
I don't think he can
It's
tell
not.
me what he's saying.
It's
When he's a mile away. I think he can just, like... I can tell him to come back. I don't think he can communicate back with me, but he'll go out a few 100 feet and then, like kind of circle around.
A perception check for Honey Biscuit, please.
Okay, dokie. Where's it at on the sheet? There it is. I am on his sheet, yep. 24?
Doesn't see anything unusual.
When he comes back, he kind of shakes his body to say no in front of Loralai.
After a little while, the fox kind of goes and like donks its nose against each of you in turn, just like as a hi. Like it's now getting a bit more comfortable with you, and it's coming and it's like donk donk, and that thing that cats do when they want scritches,
Bergamos is very uncomfortable with it.
that kind of vibe. What about the rest of you?
will the fox allow a pet?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Seems to enjoy it even. It's like, oh, this
pet
is
given.
nice.
Yep, Roger will totally pet.
Yep.
Siren murmurs under his breath, the wrong twin, as he's petting the thing.
Could I do a quick detect magic?
Oh.
I'm just gonna pull a berry out from one of my pouches, rub it on the edge of my spear, and go. So 30-foot emanation, just to detect the presence or non-presence of magic.
I mean, Lorelai's scythe goes ping.
I mean, yeah, that I can ignore. No.
Environment, like
Yeah.
I don't think we get to know what is magic, just that it
No,
exists.
there is.
Yeah.
So the forest always has a little bit of a magical hum, which you would be familiar with because presumably you've spent a bit of time in there. You get that. This fox obviously has a certain amount of magical. But there's nothing.
It's not like there's a
I'd
concentrated
usually-
spell on it or something like
No,
that.
nothing like that.
Okay, good. Just whisper over to Redro, go, it doesn't seem to be inherently magical, just maybe magical due to a side effect?
After it gets pets from everybody, it goes up to Bergamot and sits and just like looks up at you with big fox eyes. Like, why don't you want to be my friend?
Yes, of course.
Hi. How's it going? Oh,
Bonks you with its head.
Oh, Bergamot, this is her signal. She will be very distressed if you do not give her affection.
he's gonna think over it. Can I do, say, an arcane check to see if there's anything that I can recall, or maybe an occult check, either one, about whether or not giving such physical affection would signify sort of
Occultism, yeah.
Alright.
Is this like are you making a fair deal without intending to kind of deal? Is that what you're trying to figure out?
Yeah, basically.
Yep.
That's better. That's a 31.
Given the things Bergamot knows, I would say that she would be aware that this kind of creature, it's not really that sort of thing.
Yes.
It's a much simpler level of fae than the thing you're concerned about.
Yeah.
Holding
She's
boxes.
She's just very nervous, so she's
Yes.
gonna reach down and just give it a little scratch behind the ears.
If you think about it, giving an animal such as this affection is actually mutually beneficial. And so, the weight is even. I gain pleasure from scritching the soft fur. It gains pleasure from my scritches.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Kind of
Ooh,
does a little boundy, and then disappears off into the undergrowth, and then reappears and looks at you and goes, and then turns and goes again.
right. I am going to be spirited away.
Megan's
Goodbye,
totally
my
after that.
friends.
Oh,
Are you following?
Loralai literally says just that, like, I'm going to be spirited away, goodbye, friends, and she runs because she knows that if we stay and talk about it too much, A, we could lose the enthusiasm of being in a group and the fox being cool with it, and B, Bergamot will just worry way too much if we don't just do something instantly.
Okay, so Lorelai's following. What about the rest of you?
Following.
go.
Him would follow as well, but he only moves 25.
Roger will grab Bergamot's hand and be like, I got you.
Okay. Let's go.
And they follow.
So you follow. The fox leads you into the forest. Anytime you seem to be getting left behind, it stops and comes back and does that, like, come on, and then goes again, like an animal leading you somewhere. It is a windy route, a very windy route, up and down and round in a very, very typical Fayish kind of a way. Yes, Gertrude.
While we're following, can Gertrude do anything to help, like, kind of mark our path so maybe we don't get as lost?
What would you like to do that?
I guess leave cookies because she didn't take breadcrumbs today.
That always goes real well for people in fairy tales to leave edible things on the path. Sure.
Does she have a dagger? Hold on, let me see if she has any kind of weapon.
I'm like, Gertrude has fairy tale lore. Presumably she knows better to use cookies.
She has chalk, so she'll also, like, she'll do both, she'll believe that.
And that I will accept. The cookies, I'm like, those cookies are going to be gone.
Yeah.
She's and immediately squirrels just no.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like that's what happened the first time. She dropped a cookie and it was just like a giant ant came along, picked it up, and disappeared off into the trees. And she's like, oh, right, that's not going to work. All right, Chalk, make a survival check for me just for effectiveness of chalk leavings.
Oh, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. 26.
Okay. Just going to make a note. Siren, did you have something to say?
In a similar vein, while we're following the fox's trail, can Siren do a survival eyes on the ground? Are there any other tracks?
Sure.
Something that any other animal or humanoid is used?
Yep, go for it. Make a survival check. Be aware that it's not going to be easy because you're moving at
Right.
a rapid pace. Like the fox is
That's
giving you
okay.
time-
It's
Go.
No. That's okay. It was rubbish. 20.
Okay. You do not see any tracks. Yes, Lorelai.
I was actually going to ask if the forest was making sounds and we were seeing the regular inhabitants, or if it was unusually quiet at all.
Make a nature check.
$25.
Seems normal.
Okay. Are we seeing the ants and stuff? Like they're just like
Yeah.
chilling, doing their thing?
Yeah, it's a very normal day in the forest. Except you're following a fairy fox through said forest. And it is definitely leading you on a roundabout route. Like this is quite clearly a I'm trying to get you turned around kind of a route.
Yeah.
It's not even fronting about that. It's like this is what we're doing. Retro, did you have something?
Yeah, she was just going to kind of do the same thing Siren was doing, like to looking for other
Okay, same thing
entities.
then. Survival, please.
Survival. Okay.
Doing it better.
I hope.
18.
Nothing obvious. Nothing beyond that.
same.
Especially at the speed you're going, it's difficult. Like you can't stop and examine the ground without getting left behind. So,
I think that Loralai is going to keep her usual enthusiasm about her. She will be giggling and skipping and chasing after the fox and giving it her full, like, love and affection that she normally would when she's with it alone.
sweet.
Um,
Yes, Bergamot.
considering Rippingbot is now very nervous, she's going to keep an eye out for any sort of like obvious signs of fable shittery, like mushroom circles and gates or such.
Sure, make a perception check for me.
Okie dokie.
For when you cross over now.
What's that? Oh, come on. 19.
Oh, no fable shit is happening in this forest at all.
Awesome. I'm happy.
Cool. This continues.
You
for a
just hear
while.
the words and ignore the tone. That's safe.
This continues for a while. You're going up and down and around and over logs and in between bushes, and like she's not following the normal animal trails or anything like that. Like it's a romp. It's a romp. And it's a good probably an hour of this traveling through the forest. And eventually she leads you to a it's beautiful. Like the space you are now in is absolutely exquisite. It is lush. There are little streams and ferns growing, and it's beautiful. It's like New Zealand South Island wildness. If you've seen
Oh,
Lord of the Rings, that's what it looks like because that's where it was filmed. It's beautiful.
Wow.
So Jamie, look out the window. That's what it looks like. Yeah, it's beautiful. And it's like this kind of terraced area where there are little like bits, kind of on top of each other and like gorgeous. And eventually she leads you to the top of a little area, and it looks like this.
A map.
And as you, assuming you're climbing up after her, which I assume you are, she's going hop, 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 hop. She gets to the top of a thing, and there is a figure sitting on a tree stump, cross-legged, with a hood up. And the fox, like, jumps up onto a shoulder and just like wraps around like fox fur would, except it's alive. And this figure kind of looks up. You can't see a face underneath the shadow of the hood, and just goes, "Oh, you brought friends. That's nice. Put all your tokens.
Hello.
Hold for tokens."
We come in peace.
Feel free to put yourselves.
Side eyes Bergamot just to ensure that is true.
Bergamot is squeezing Redra's hand right now.
Could
They will be put in the back.
Could I perform a vibe check on the? Oh, you brought friends.
Sure. That's diplomacy, I guess.
Okay. Hey, I'm trained
In
in
case
that now.
friends means dinner.
31. Holy shit, that's good for me.
Nice.
Good for everyone.
It seems relatively non-committal, friendly, not hostile. Also not that surprised.
Good to know.
Hmm.
Oh, hello. Are you the friend of our little fox friend? I'm saying friend too much.
You could say that, yes. And you are Loralai Hixa, cleric.
That is me.
Keeper, if I am not mistaken.
I do wear it kind of as a whole thing, so yeah, you are correct.
She pushes her hood back
It is a
and stands
vibe.
up. And she is an elven woman her hair is tied back in like really complicated plaits on the back of her head. And she kind of cocks her head at you and she goes, I do believe that you are the single most powerful person in your organization, if I'm correct.
In our chapter, if you do not include the boss, that's how you define power.
Who's the boss?
Who isn't the boss, you know? Many things. Multifaceted.
Aha. And who are your friends?
Don't you know that?
Oh, it would be very rude if you didn't introduce them.
Well, you have Bergs. She's the one that looks very uncomfortable. Then you have her very good friend who is only her roommate, Red. And then you have Bree. Then you have Gertie. And then you have... I can't reverse his name. Then you have Sai.
Huh. I see. Very good friend, huh? Gal pals and all that.
They were just roommates.
I'm sure they write very platonic letters to each other all the time.
I wish, because then I would want to read them. I'm very nosy sometimes when it comes to love.
Well, I am just delighted. And she reaches over to shake your hand, Loralai. Do you take it?
I do.
Thanks. You may call me Mela.
Mela?
That seems to be what we're doing with names today.
I mean, you know my full name, so it's not really.
I do. So it was Bree, was it? And she reaches out to shake your hand, Bria.
Very tentatively reaches back.
Shakes your hand. Nothing terrible happens.
I would point out that Lorelai's handshake was enthusiastic and strong.
It is noted. It is. And let's see, was it Red, the gal pal?
Roger will look at Bergamot for like, should I do this?
Bergamot's just very cautious about this, but gives like a hesitant nod.
She will firmly shake her hand.
There's nothing wet fish about this girl's hand, I'm just saying. Delighted, I'm sure. And your little friend, what was it? Bergs?
That is what I've been called.
She holds out a hand to you.
Going to give a practiced, firm but not too overly strong handshake.
Excellent. As she takes your hand, Bergamot, I need you to make a will save.
Awesome. 27.
Now I need to check a thing. Please hold.
Bergamot's face is still covered, right?
That's a good roll, Jim.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God,
It's not bad. I could have done better, but could have done it. It held up there.
27, right?
27, yes.
Cool. Several things happen at once at this point in time. Bergamot, as she takes your hand, you feel your body kind of lock up, like you can't move anymore. You also hear her say something to you that nobody else hears. It's like you know when you get an image that's been superimposed, right? It's like that, but with sound. And the
Right.
thing she says is Mirren Fentress.
Yeah.
The rest of you don't hear that. Redra, you're still holding Bergamot's hand? The other hand? Cool. All right. She then utters something else under her breath, and a cloud of fog appears starting from her and around all of you. Which means you can now not see what's happening. Redra, you feel Bergamot vanish. The hand is no longer in your hand. I'm like, Lulu? Lulu. No reply. And I start crying, calling out Lulu. I will give each of you one thing you can do in this moment. If you wish. In the mist. You can't see anything. I will say
In the
Lorelai.
mist?
Yeah, it's like fog. Okay. With your ethereal thing, you get a sense of the like displaced air vibe of teleportation, of something moving out of the thing. You get a sense of that happening in this moment. Siren?
As the fog comes around, Siren's voice is just, "Oh, we are no longer shaking hands then?"
Yes.
As this mist stuff comes around, Gertie's gonna switch her senses to Honey Biscuit and have him fly straight up to see if, like, how far it kind of.
It's like a little kind of cloud just around you guys. So once Honey Biscuit gets like maybe 30 feet up, he flies out of it, but he can't see into it.
Okay.
After like 30 seconds, the mist dissipates, and the girl and Bergamot are both gone. And you're standing on the top
And the
of this
fox?
thing. The fox is still there. You're standing on the top of this hill, and you have lost one of your party. And we're going to take a break right there.